you guys?
We're good. How are you?
Good. This is my first session of roundtables, so I'm
Me too.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, rock
all
it.
of us do.
Cool. I know. I was like, how does this work? We all just like, it's like speed dating.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Right, but not.
But not.
But this is water, I swear to God.
That's not what you said earlier.
You're like,
I mean,
the light's on fire. I don't know what that. It's not my
New York City
responsibility.
tap water.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So, my main question was, did you have any idea that they were going to take your character and turn her into a vampire when you started?
Not when I started the show initially, no. I mean, the breakdown for the audition was very plainly written. Queen bee, bitchy, like, prototypical archetype. But I was very excited. I knew that throughout season 1, they decided to turn one of the female characters into a vampire, and they went with Vicky. And so I kind of thought, okay, then that's it. They tried that out. They did that run, and then I got a great phone call from Kevin, just saying that him and Julie, this is what they have planned, or at least for the first couple episodes, and we'll see how it goes. And I recognize it as a great opportunity, and it's been a hell of a season. It's been really fun.
yeah.
So how did you like fighting somebody?
Well, considering that the first couple people, I bit 2 people within that first episode, where Caroline was a vampire, and I didn't know them. So it was literally, and for the wonderful guy who played the carnival man, I literally shook his hand. Nice to meet you. I will be biting you within 5 minutes. And I'm so my mother's child and safety first. So I'm like, here are the things you can touch. So and it's really more you're kind of like making out with their neck, so it's even more awkward. And then even like this poor woman, we shot all day in this like stinky small room at the hospital, and I like push her up against a door. I learned a lot within that 2 weeks. So yeah, it was very interesting getting that whole biting thing down.
Do you like bite into like one of those fake blood packet things? Because there's always the gushing.
Yeah, no, what they do, the process is, first they do a take with no teeth, and then you do it with the teeth so they can get that shot. And, just to be safe, they are sharp, and they are just like 2 little caps, and they are very sharp, and they could puncture skin if you just, got caught up in the moment. So, I mean, yeah.
Are you saying something we shouldn't know about yet?
No, but, so and then you kind of do a different take where your mouth is filled with blood, and then you come back up, and then it's your thing. So it is a very broken up process. So it seems like it's all one fluid motion. It's not. There's plenty of awkward neck, pseudo making out. So
That's interesting.
yeah.
I always assumed it was done in post.
Yeah, no,
I
there's a
honestly
lot of
did.
things that I assumed that's how, and even reading scripts, I'm like, I think that I know what's going to happen, and I get there, I'm like, oh no, this is not what I thought. That's been the most interesting thing about being able to play a character that is supernatural this season is being a part of a lot of the stunt sequences and watching how they go about it. Because it is a very choreographed thing. It is very planned, shot by shot, angle by angle. I find it really cool.
I love the scene where you punch Damon clear across the hall.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
fun. They make us look cool. It's a testament to our stunt guys. They make us look really cool.
Do you want to do more of your own stunts, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a different. It's just like with any other job. It's fun when you get to go to the. It's fun when you get to go to the office and have the opportunity to work on something that's, not the day-to-day thing.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's really fun to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Very cool.
One thing that always impressed me about the show was their willingness to take characters out pretty much all the time.
Yes.
So, I mean, just I'm rewatching the season 1 because I got it at Target, and I forgot how much I loved Caroline's character from the beginning.
Thank you.
It's just like there's definitely a transformation, or becoming a nicer person and all that, but it's just like so entertaining from the get-go. But are you nervous at all that with season the rest of season 2, season 3, with their way of just kind of?
Oh yeah, we all walk around with a mild case of anxiety constantly. But basically day 1 of getting this job, it was very much, welcome to Atlanta. Yay, the show got picked up. But you're on a vampire show, so any of you guys can get killed off at any time. As an actor, it's a very scary thing, but as a viewer and a TV fanatic, I think that is wonderful, and I think it's important and necessary for a television show to be able to take those risks, and I think it is something that keeps you on the edge of your seat of, that anything really is possible. So I appreciate it as a viewer, and I understand it as as an employee of the show. But yeah, I mean, and that's why, at that point you just gotta enjoy it every single day and the opportunity. And there will always be other jobs, and you hope that there will always be other jobs. But what I value the most is the opportunities to learn every single day, and also just the people that we're surrounded with. We've got a great cast, a great crew, great production team. So yeah.
It must be fun going to work every day.
It's very, very fun. It's very fun.
Now, were you into vampires and stuff, like the supernatural type of just movies or fiction or anything before this, or this kind of your first venture into that world of weirdness?
The world of weirdness. I've never been much of a genre girl, and not that I've been anti. It hasn't, it just was never something I was super drawn to. I mean, I watched, I guess the closest would be Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the original film.
Oh yeah, which was awesome.
Yeah, that was a slumber party favorite growing up. But this was kind of my first step into the genre world, and it was also kind of at a time when it came back into a more mainstream way, where I was watching True Blood at the time, and so it's very fun. It's honestly it just makes it so much fun to work on something that does have that element, because you do get to do fun things like stunts that you would normally get to do in just in everyday high school. Oh, woe is me. Nobody understands what I'm going through kind of world. So.
Even more so now.
Looking longingly at a creek or whatever.
Hey.
I know, same network.
Don't be dissing my Dawson's Creek. That's my generation.
I know.
Suddenly pointing out it's not yours.
Thank you.
Ever so subtly.
Yeah, the old man.
No, I didn't really like that.
When you got scripts, what was the thing that shocked you the most, whether it be your character or somebody else's, that just kind of you were like, oh my gosh, they're not actually doing this?
Throughout this entire,
is there one
there's actually there are a couple moments coming up. April 7th, CW, 8 p.m. Check your
Set your DVR.
Set your DVR.
Get it ready.
No, watch it live.
And DVR it and watch it again.
Watch it
again.
There's some
And
great,
buy a DVD.
there's really great moments coming up. We haven't finished the season yet, but there was definitely a script that I recently read where I was like, why won't my iPad keep going? And then I was like, that's the end? Who do you mean that's the end? I was like, what's gonna happen next? So it's and then I feel like that just happens a lot. This season has been.
And I will say, Vampire Diaries for me really is one of those shows that you guys kind of have the cliffhanger ending down pat, because I can't tell you how many times my daughter goes, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
That's actually
No.
It is.
No, I mean, that's just a testament to the writers and what they create in that melting pot of a writing room. They're magic makers, and it really, I mean, the fact that even act to act, there's moments they do have it down, and honestly, that is probably something that I appreciated about this season, because it's an interesting thing being a part of a show, and especially before we moved to Atlanta and kind of meeting other people within the business that were also on shows and hearing their take on, by second season, you're just day in, day out, and you kind of get bored of it. But I mean, we're at the end of our second season, it still feels brand new, and it is still shocking, and it is still exciting, and even the crew is, that's when it's cool, when the crew is even asking questions like, no, I'm confused, so they're doing this, so it's awesome.
Well, good.
Oh shit. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.